Shalom, beloved. Welcome back to Code Searcher. Um, it's February 23rd, the day after my birthday. And let me just say, I want to do a video of updates and address all of the birthday wishes. And let me just say, never in my life have I had so many people wish me birthday, happy birthday. Um, at the other end of the spectrum, I remember a birthday as a 7 or 8 or something like that when my mom had a party at a skating rink and nobody showed up, which didn't really bother me at the time. I was happy to be at a skating rink with my family, but it really hurt my mother. Um, anyway, thank you guys for that. Um, I was laying in the bed last night. It's been a hard weekend. It has been my birthday. Um, for about 100 of you that are a part of the Code Searcher Core that I started on Facebook, where I'm having to share some very deep and personal things that I'm going through. I had to separate that from YouTube because, for the most part, many of you are here for codes and you don't really care about my personal life, and I get that. You didn't subscribe here to, uh, you know, be a part of Code Searcher's soap opera. Um, so I've had to have some discipline and refrain from sharing too much. So the last video I made on YouTube, many of you guys didn't realize what was happening at the time, though. But some did over in the other group. I made another video and explained. Um, so without going into a lot of details, and it's hard for me for sometimes to do that. Um, for about 6 weeks since I've gotten back from Minnesota, I've been in an extreme battle, and it's an onslaught from hell to steal, kill, and destroy. That's the plan of the enemy. And I was in a pit, and some part of the Code Searcher group remember a post I put on a few weeks ago where I was sounding very hopeless. And I got rebuked for that very severely by a brother. And I removed it a couple of days later. Um, I was told that I was teaching there was no hope. And I had to correct that. But I didn't receive it very well, especially, you know, um, this person knew what I was dealing with. Um, I didn't feel like there was any grace there, especially with the variables of unknowns to him. Um, and so I removed the post and I created that group so that I needed a place where I could be very vulnerable with people that I trust because I cannot put on a fake face for you guys and make videos. For 6 weeks since I've been back from Minnesota, I've been in anguish and sorrow and extreme pain. And that's no surprise and nothing new for many of you that's been with me for the past year and a couple of years. This has been a battlefield at one point or another. It's been very tough for me. And it's all because of what we're doing here. I've accepted that. I'm all in for Yeshua. And that doesn't mean I'm Superman. Even though I depend on Yeshua for my strength, there are times, guys, where we are drained. I can give you an example in Daniel. Daniel got sick and couldn't eat for several days, and the angel had to come and revive him. But what was going on was there was a spiritual warfare going on in the heavens. See, he was waiting on a word, and there was a delay, and a battle was taking place. There's a battle going on right now, a war. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You can see the effects of it everywhere. People are suffering. Christians are afflicted. Um, Many are the afflictions of the righteous. We are going to suffer some things. Um, Things get out of hand in ministries and groups. People are fighting, things like that. There's a general chaos going on because of the time we're in. Um, so I'm no different than anybody else. I'm going to get attacked, and I'm going to suffer loss. And to be very honest with you, and yet not uh, too personal, part of me is dying, and it's very hard for me to work and stay focused and make videos when I'm going through that. And it's about timing, because there's something very important coming up here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be at Prophecy Club and doing this DVD that we're doing. I've been working on a PowerPoint for that with a sister that God sent me to help, because I could not do it in the condition that I've been in by myself, and I admit that. So I'm thankful for the Lord for supplying the needs, the people, the prayers, the support. And quite frankly, this weekend I was feeling really low for my birthday, defeated. You see this post that we're focusing on. We'll talk about it in a second. The birthday wishes and the comments you would tag on to that. And the common theme was, for many of you, that how God had led you to this ministry and actually had done something, revealed something, blessed you, all these different testimonies. And it was something I needed to see. Not because it's a prideful thing, but because I was at a place where I was feeling like I was very ineffective. And I admit that. When I get in that state, I withdraw, mostly from YouTube. I'm still looking into codes, but I'll go 2 or 3 days without talking to anybody. Just to, I withdraw. It's a flaw. I don't deal with things that are painful well. I don't share when I'm emotional, even though I'm guilty of doing that on YouTube sometimes. It's hard to not to. Um, so anyway, God's put people in my life to pick me up, to keep me lifted up, to intercede for me, to go to the throne of grace for me. And there's too many of you to name. Over 600 messages that I got in 24 hours. I was laying in the bed back there, and my phone was just dinging all night long, from midnight all the way. And I was feeling really bad, uh, especially when I'm suffering through. Um, and at the time of my birthday, I just wasn't feeling very celebrational. You know, I could care less. It was my birthday. Um, but God did do some things this weekend that kind of helped me process um, this thing that I have to walk through. Now, I'm so trying not to put too much out on YouTube, because the fact is there are enemies who pray for my ill, for me to fail, for me to uh, be distracted, for me to for the mission not to be accomplished, not of God. Those come against God. And I'm human, and I fall sometimes. I struggle with bitterness and some resentment, and there's anger that issues that I have to deal with for things that I have no control over. Okay, so it distracts me. I confess it, but I have not given up. Matter of fact, that's a post I just made here. I don't know how my story will end, but nowhere in my text will it ever read, "I gave up," and I'm not going to. I'm all in, and I know the time is short. So it doesn't matter what is happening to me and what I'm losing, what I'm it's all for the kingdom, because it doesn't matter anymore. The time is so short, and the things that are about to take place, that it is important to get the gospel out, to share uh, the information that is going to bring people to Christ, that are going to make them see what's taking place. So the timing about all this that's taken place has got to do with what God's about to do with Prophecy Club, and some other things that He's doing. And let's just talk about that really quick. I'm going to be in Dallas in 2 weeks, and here's the newsletter from the Prophecy Club, March 14th and 15th. Actually, I'm going to be there 4 days. I'm actually going to be meeting with a Texas group. Meet and greet. It's nothing formal where we're going to be sharing. I'm going to be sharing everything here, but I am staying over for that, and so it's going to be a busy 4 days. This is the amount of tables he wants me to cover here. Now, the thing about this is God's about to do something really amazing and get this information. And he used the word with me earlier on, explosion of information at a certain time. See, God's all about timing. So this has been intimidating for me. I've never covered this much or this many tables at one time. So we've got over 100 slides so far in this presentation. Got to split that over 2 days, 2 hours, somewhere abouts, and about 3 to 4 minutes per slide. So there's an incredible amount of details for this. Now the thing about it is this DVD will be offered for $50, and some of it will go to help this ministry. The main objective is to get the information out, right? And this is a professional production of it, and it's a lot of data we're going to be covering. So that's where my focus has been, and obsessing over details. And it can get to a place of overwhelming, especially when um, you're suffering. So thank God that he puts people in my life that can bear some of the burden. This is what I need to get through, guys. I need your prayer covering and asking God to go before me, to give me the words to deliver. Um, I have to be as sharp as a tack in the details of these tables that we're going to be covering. Now, this is going to be 101 stuff all the way to the deeper things, and this is not an order that I'm going to be going through, but we do have an order, um, which is a progressive. We're going to get into the deeper stuff by the end of the DVD, but it's a lot of details, and this organization, Brother Stan, uh, I'm thankful God's sitting in my life to help get this out, because there will be a tour. He was talking to me about sending, the speakers out that they sent out, 40 cities over 3 months, and you know, we got a new book out, Louis Vega, and the book that we've talked about here in the past couple of weeks. Many of you have got it already. This is a amazing blessing that God took this burden from my hand, because I never expected to be an author. However, I recognize that the information needs to get out there, because it's a perspective that's unique. Most perspectives from Drazen and Orthodox Jews, they don't acknowledge the codes in the Tanakh or the New Testament, nor that they acknowledge a Yeshua as Messiah. So, um, and not only that, all the prophetic things that we find. This is something that really need to get out. And so what happened was, unbeknownst to me, um, Lewis was taking the initiative to do that. And for a considerable, you know, cut in what I was thinking it was going to cost in my research, and it was intimidating and a burden, and that was lifted off of me so I could focus on other things. So I'm thankful for Lewis for doing that. Um, I ask God's blessing on his life and on his family and his everything around him, that God would put a covering on him. And because when I was told years ago that hell pursues me with a vengeance, and I didn't understand what that meant, but the man of God that told me that, he said, God must have something important for you to do, um, but it means something now. So anytime someone does something with me, or some of the supporters I have, you see spiritual warfare increase, and it's because of the commotion that we're making here. Um, There are things that hell don't want you to know. They want you to sleep and be in deception. But God had a plan for the codes, and now it's about to bust out. Now there's a book out. It's $23. The original cost I was thinking in the research was $90. So this is amazing that this happened. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have books for the Dallas speaking engagement. It would be nice to have some, but I don't know if they can print them that fast and get them back. And also, I don't have the funds to buy them wholesale anyway at this point. This is a project we'll need to talk about in the future. Lewis emailed me and said we could get them a discounted price for X amount of books. But the thing is, when I'm going to these speaking engagements, it would be nice to have this available like all the other speakers and authors um, to get out. I get $2 a book, and praise God for that. Um, all I did was the tables, and so anything that comes in, God, it's from God, and it's a blessing, and I'm thankful for it, and it goes right back into the ministry. Uh, I don't live lavishly, so you know, uh, thank God He's paid my bills every month. But there are times, guys, and this is Linda been poking the stick at me and reminding me I need to get out there and do videos. When I withdraw, some of you do too. I lose supporters, and I get it. If you don't work, you don't eat. Um, I haven't starved, but I've lost a lot of weight, and that's really because of the stress. But I've been in the pit. I admit that. I've confessed that, and just to let that brother know who gave me the rebuke, I have not given up, and I'm not teaching there's no hope. But we all, as believers, come under attack. We go through things that you feel hopeless sometimes. But there's a refining going on there, because I still have some dross. Just like I told you, those flaws that I had. God got to get that out, and so He can move me to the next level, and He can shine. And this is my path. Each one of us have one. You're going through different things yourself, so I'm no different than anybody else. I just may come on attack more frequent because I put myself out there doing this. Um, but I needed to see this. God gave me this today. It was 2 days ago, 3 days ago now. Um, Minister Paul put this out. I would encourage you to go and look at this. It's on YouTube. But it was right there on my feed this whole weekend. I tried to stay off the internet and off my phone for Shabbat and my birthday because it's my last. And it was important to me that I spend it with my sons and handle some other personal business. But uh, and that's why I'm doing this video now. I needed to address a lot of things and kind of get people up to date on what's going on. It's very important times coming up and critical that I'm, very present and very on my game to get this accomplished because the enemy is definitely coming against. I feel like sometimes I take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it's very frustrating. And I do get wore out and battle weary. I admit that. What can I do? But if I don't tell you, am I a bad leader for telling you that uh, and sharing too much? No, I think I need you to know uh, so that you can cover me in prayer. However, I share too much sometimes. That's why I created that new group so that I could have a place to be vulnerable and vent and share things that I need people that I trust. And if you're not in there, don't be offended and think that I don't trust you. I just, as God led me, I put people in there because I needed a prayer team. I needed people that I knew were investing in uplifting, in whether in your posts that you do on Facebook or whatever, or messages personally to me, phone calls, whatever. Um, you know who you are, and you know more intimately about exactly what I'm going through. All of you two don't need to, but I saw this today, and this lifted me up because God spoke to me through this, and I'm thankful for Minister Paul and what God did here. So I encourage you to go see that. Um, But some of the things that I've been looking at, guys, as I've been in my cave here, is several things, and I need to do videos for them. I know some of you hate me doing this updates. You'd rather see longer videos of tables, but y'all's been showing me some really deep stuff, and so the spiritual warfare and the battles going all around me is expected, because it's always when God is trying to show me something that things are raging on. And here's one of them. And we've got, we just moved, I forgot my pictures there. Revenge 5775, or 2015, 2016. That's here within the end of days. The end of days right there. 40 days and revenge. I thought that was interesting. Came together at a 90 degree angle. War is here 3 times. That's the trend. You can see war, war, and then over on this side, it's here 1 time. There is a triune of Meshephet, judgments. With Shemitah, you see Shemitah here in the white. Now, there's just a couple of conjunctions here that's pretty interesting. I want you to get this. You got Shemitah with Meshephet, sharing that tet there in judgment. You've got Russia stopping here in the hay and the judgments. But you also have America running down here, sharing the hay with Russia and the judgments. So, interesting conversion there. Not only that, but the triune, the delta, we see there with judgments. Interesting. Obama's name right here in this small skip right in the verse with the word war. Now, war is here 3 times in the plain text, but it's also here in ELS. And I pointed this one out right here. I saw repetition of word going across the page there, every other so many letters, and I was wondering, what is that? I have to check it out. And so what we got is families 10 times that go across right here. And in the context of this code we're looking at, we've got Obama on one line, war, and I mentioned that he will be given a covenant of peace. And so it's sandwiched there, Russia, America, starting to, fill in very quickly, mind you. And then we got blood moons right there, running through the family. Obama's name, appointed. And we've got the United States running across the top there. Now, also, I think it's on this one. Let's see. This may be in another table I'm looking at. They all run together after a while, guys. There's a mention of wormwood. In the days of wormwood. That's another table, though. So this is one. Still a long way from finished, but like I said, I want to update on you what we're looking at, or have been looking at. This one is Obama and the year. It's Obama, Hey Tav, Shinan, Hey. And I think Gladerson inspired me to find this one. Very preliminary so far, but I do have Russia and the United States, America, coming together in the word the atomic crossing over. Also Shemitah in there. Shemitah, very small skip here. Judgment 3 times. You see there, judgment. And it's also as an ELS right here. So the theme continues in these tables: war and judgment, Shemitah coming. This is another one. This says in a time of troubles. This is the one with wormwood in it. We've got blood moons vertical right here. This is the access term. This is the year that comes up, 2015, 2016, Hey Tav, Shinan, Hey. But look at this. It's also in the plain text right there as an anomaly, abacus anomaly. Now, Chris brought it to my attention that this is actually, with the presence of a vav in this, is a word that means something very significant to the year, which is deliverance. That's pretty fascinating. Rapture is here, right here in the brown. Got Obama's name uh, running through here with atomic and suffering. Then a significant verse. We've got the branch in Zechariah mentioned with Yeshua's name attached to it. Judgment here one time, but also over off the screen another triune of letters. And this is the one I was telling you about that has the mention of wormwood. It's right here, and it says the judgment of wormwood right there. Again, another table that I need to work some more, so there'll be a video on this one. Um, I'll work several simultaneously, going sort of like playing multiple chess games, and I don't know why I'm like that, but it's a flaw. Um, this one, and I believe God gave me the word. It came from a sister that she woke up in the middle of the night. She messaged me on the phone, and she had a word for me, and it was former rain and latter rain. So I go and look at it, and there it is. So this is how this came up. She also asked me to see if revival that was there, and it's here right at the base, but it's also here crossing itself. Another one that is far from being done. But anyway, I go from one to the other, um, working and trying to keep my mind busy and being productive, working on PowerPoints. Um, I didn't know about this Greek guy. I don't follow the news in as much like I used to, uh, so that I don't have any um, influence from the media. Now, people brought this to my attention about this guy, the Greek Xerxes, uh, Alexis. Folks, he is not the Antichrist. It's very interesting facts about him. It doesn't surprise me that he's an atheist. He does have the anti-spirit, Christ spirit, but the Greek in Daniel's statue has already been fulfilled. Now, he is here in the codes, and he is part of the beast. So is Obama. Obama's connected here with him. Gog and Magog is mentioned with Obama's name. Alexis, the closest I could get to a connection with Alexis, and his last name was here. So, there's some really amazing things in this table that indicate it's a beast system, and they're part of it. I mean, that's to be expected. But there's nothing to indicate that this is the man. Um, it's still highly favored that it's Obama. There's still a lot to look at, but that's what I'm coming to conclusion for. Now, I will say this. This is very interesting, and it's only one check in the that's weird category. The width. Check this out. I got it at 38,666, and not only that, we're looking at a position of 666,880. So now that's weird. But is that mean? I mean, he's the Antichrist. Now, it took a lot for me to come to a place where I would consider that Obama was the man. I was always making sure that I gave every opportunity to eliminate him, and which was very difficult. He made it too easy with his uh, innuendos and his choice of his code name and what he called his car and all the coincidences and the flies landing on his face and everything screaming, this guy is, and even still, after all that, you got people saying, it's the Assyrian, or a number of other people, Prince Harry, or whatever. Um, the codes are not reflecting that, it's reflecting something else. Significant things here, connection to the temple and the year we just been talking about, Hey Tav, Shinnai, and Hey. We've got the temple mentioned in this table 3 times. We got it right there and twice in one line here connected to the year. Now we also got the beast in blue with the 2 letters. I got them here in green. You may have seen Rabbi Gladerson mention this. Those 2 letters are the in their self. They can equate the end of days, even though it's just 2 letters. But there it is, right there with the beast. We've got Savaot, Yamim, the 7 days I've been seeing Daniel's week. When I see that's what it's screaming to me. Shemitah in the plain text. Abacus effect. It's not in the verse. It's just an effect there. We've got the year we're just talking about in a very small skip in this verse with the judgments, Meshephet, sitting right on top of it. And this happens to be in Daniel. And I'll go ahead and give you a hint of what that's about, but it's actually the verse in Daniel where it's the completion of the 70 years, accomplished the 70 years. Right there, it's got the year and Shemitah in that line. Raphaim mentioned in here. So yeah, I still got a lot to look at in this, but folks, what I'm trying to focus on is getting through Prophecy Club and not failing there, but bringing glory to God, being as absolutely professional as I can be, and not be, basket case trying to do this. I have to be professional and represent God, and I can't do it without being covered, without being, lifted up in prayer. The enemy does come against me very viciously, and I'm all in. I don't have nothing else to give. I've given up everything. Anything that had meaning to me, I've lost. And I have my sons, God's gift to me. Um, but I've surely taken a beating. And when I haven't been present or withdrawn, um, you know, I've lost some of you. Some of you walked away and haven't seen again. And sometimes that gets to me, especially when you are helping me, or you're intervening with prayer, or you're one of the ones that talk to me and counsel me, and then I don't see you. I start thinking, like I said, I overanalyze things. I start thinking, Lord, what did I do? What did I say? And it goes back to pleasing people, and I cannot go there. But it's me trying to manage relationships, and it's several hundred that message me on a regular basis, and you know, I can't do that anymore. I could not message everybody and say thank you. Tried to. I got through about 50 of them, but after I seen it was very evident there was going to be a lot of them. Folks, my phone went dead twice with all the dings, and and that's that's to go through every one of those and say thank you, thank you, thank you. It would be much easier for me just to address you in a video. So that's why I did. And so don't take it personally if I didn't get to you and message you and say thank you. It's just because it, several hundred, 600. I had to get uh, to a place where I don't let things bog me down. And it's about managing and delegating a ministry that's growing. God is growing, and people are interested, and people want to know things, and people want things searched, and I'm just one guy, um, and I can't do everything. I've been trying to focus on what God has me leading me to, but some of you have really good search terms and things that are very interesting, but we can't search everything. Um, there are other people that do. So that's where I'm at, guys. I'm sorry to be rambling. It's 5:12 a.m. and I need to go lay down because I've been up all night, been in several conversations, people catching up, praying with me, and things like that. Um, Again, time is critical. Time is critical, and this is no time to be losing your faith, losing your hope. And so I apologize to those that saw my Facebook post that may have been affected by it. It was not my intention to harm anyone, but to be accountable to people for what I was going through. Because many of you notice, sometimes when I do a video, you can tell that I'm something wrong, or you don't see me, and it's the uh, the behavioral thing there. People must be going, what is going on with this guy? But it's you know And I joked around earlier today and said, I'm sure I've got a few psychologists that are only subscribed to me because I'm a part of their experiment. But that's okay. Um, anyway, um, it's all in God's hands. And um, I get beat down, I get beat up, I'll go through things, I fail. Um, and I try to pick myself up and go and keep going. And I slipped in and shouldn't have put that out there. I will take responsibility for that. But I never intended it for anybody to be harmed. So that's why I removed the post and I created that group. And I will try my best, and this is my commitment to those that would rather just only see the codes, to keep my personal things separated from YouTube. It's about Yeshua and the codes and what God is doing here, and not about me. It has nothing to do about me. I'm a nobody. Um, so I get it. So I appreciate your patience and your forgiveness, and and those that support the ministry. You know, you make it possible that I eat or make it to a conference, and thank God for the new group. You guys help me cover the gas expenses and the extra 2 days of hotel. Um, praise God for that. Thank you for that. Um, so a lot to do in the next 2 weeks. I will try to get at least one of these done to a point where I can make a regular YouTube video on a table, and it's not just an update. But keep keep in mind, I'm trying to get this PowerPoint done and to him before I have to get it 7 days before we do the meeting, and it's got to be in a final draft form. So that's what I'm focusing on. So I haven't forgot you, YouTubers. Just be patient with me. God bless you. Shalom, and I'll see you in the next video.